Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. I wanted to really quickly, not spend a lot of time on phase 6, but just go over what this phase was about, and that was about recalling and when to recall in lane, so specifically laning phase. So we had 3 rules that we learned from Shok's mid lane fundamental guide. I think now we're in video 2, which is all about farming. So for a recall, number one, you can recall it at any time as long as you have TP on cooldown. So this is like your get out of jail free card. That doesn't mean you always want to still TP or recall improperly, but that is your get out of jail free card. But if you can still do things properly even with TP on cooldown, then later on, if you're in a bad matchup when things are bad and you're chunked out of all your health, then you can use that TP. The second one is cannon wave. So if you have a cannon wave coming out of base, then you can go ahead and recall, because even if the opposing laner pushes you in, that cannon will take like 8 or 9 shots from tower, and you will be back from base in time, and it won't matter as much. You might lose 1 or 2, but it's fine. And then number 3 is when the opponent recalls first or you kill them. That's another opportunity to back. I didn't put it on here, but there also is a 4th one. And I mean, it goes without saying, but anytime you have an extra turn, and normally turns happen when your opponent isn't in lane anyways, so I didn't really include it, but that is part of the process. And that was last phase's video, if anybody wants to check that one out. So we'll go ahead and play it and just talk through these 2 games and the recalls I had, keeping this in mind. I think I did a perfect job. I would say before I was not very good at this. It's a good thing I made it a phase. But when I had it on my mind and I was actively playing the game, thinking of these things, I did make the corrections. And I don't think I had a bad recall once in all of my games the past 2 days. And we managed to get to gold 3. And my farm was so good because just this one simple thing. And you would be amazed. Like when you miss a wave, it really does kill you. It kills your XP, it kills your gold generation, and as mages, it just feels like you've got to be on top of the game at all times, and then you can carry. But if you're ever behind, especially in levels, you're really not going to do much. But here we go. We'll get into the gameplay. So here we see I got ganked, and I had to burn my flash. I'm low mana, so I'm not in a good state right now. So I go ahead and recall. It's a good recall. And normally this wouldn't be a good recall. But the reason it's a good recall is because I have TP. See, I'm waiting on Lost Chapter here. And TP lets me get back without losing much. Alright, next clip. I'm shoving Azir in. Poking him. I think I had him chunked, and it looks like he went ahead and he recalled. So if that is true, then this is an opportunity for me to get a recall as well. Looks like he did. The reason I push up there is sometimes these guys will they'll shade out of vision, and they want you to think they recalled when in fact they didn't. Didn't want to get burnt on that. Probably doesn't happen enough to even worry about, but that's what I had in mind. All right, next clip. So here I go to recall, and I canceled it because I was like, wait, I gotta follow my rules. Like normally I would have recalled there, and it would have been terrible. Um, I don't know why. Just because I had a little bit less health than him doesn't mean I need to recall. Don't know what I was thinking there. And guys, if you've never thought about these things, then you have bad recalls. I promise you, and it's something you need to try and correct. So here again, I go for another random recall. I see that I don't have a cannon wave, so I have to stay. See jungle, go ahead and ping him for my team. I think this was like my first or second game Mel. Really trying to work her into my rotation. But to be honest, I think Victor's still better. But we've only played 3 or 4. So here I go in again for another recall. I look, I see it's a cannon. So, okay, finally I can recall. All right, next clip, Victor versus Akali. This is a counter matchup for Victor. I'm wanting to recall, and I know I'm not really going to be able to unless Volibear pushes this in. Well, actually, I would have been able to because I did have TP. But if he pushes it in for me, then maybe I can save TP. In effect, Volibear gave me a turn there. This next clip, I get ganked. I'm chunked out. I have TP on cooldown, however. She pushes it, so I cancel just to make sure I get those 2. She's backing as well, so I don't even have to use TP here. It's not wrong if I do, because if I do use it, I can deny her creeps. We'll see what I opt to do here. If I didn't clip it out. Looks like I am TPing. Good thing I did, because Volibear is fighting. All right, next clip. Getting some good poke. All right, very good. So we opt to push another wave. She's still on 20-second respawn, so it's fine. And then I think we back after this. We should back. It would make sense too, even though they're on drag. So, ideally, I go to that bush and back. That way, if I need to cancel my recall, I'm a little bit closer to drag. But it's fine. All right, that was phase 6. Really quick video for you today. As you can see, it's not that difficult. It's just you don't get to recall when you want to. You got to recall when certain conditions are met. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.